Welcome to the 1988 Redman TNT All-American Pulling Circuit. Tonight, from Birmingham, Alabama, we bring you the biggest and the best of tractor and truck pulling. It's the TNT champions that have come in from all around the country. We've brought in the best in the four-wheel drive trucks and the dragster tractors. The drivers are going to their machines right now and getting ready to fire them up. So let's go to the action. Here we go now. Our first class is going to be the modified 4x4 truck. We're going to start out with the current Redman TNT All-American Pulling Series points leader, Greg Cook, out of Mount Airy, North Carolina. This is a brand new 1988 Chevrolet called Wild Blue, and it's no question about it, the best 4x4 truck in America today. Here we go. All right, Greg Cook with Wild Blue out of Mount Airy, North Carolina. 640 cubic inches of Chevrolet horsepower. It's the 1988 Chevrolet. Here he comes.
Within a few feet of taking Wild Blue out the back end of the 175-foot track.
Here comes Gone Bananas, driven by Jim Hamilton out of Bardstown, Kentucky. Now, Jim is one of the top drivers on the Redman TNT All-American Pulling Circuit. In 1988, he's currently tied with Jim Lyons for number 7 in the Redman Point Circuit. Jeff Carter is our starting flagman. The green light comes on Dave Hager's old Ironsides weight transfer machine, signifying the sled is ready to go. He's ready to pull. Chevrolet, let's go! Oh, what a run! Oh, Jim Hamilton. Jim Hamilton has just made a super pull.
Next up, the crowd pleaser with Thomas Carneal at the wheel. He'll need almost a full pull to beat out Gone Bananas. We've got a real dogfight on our hands tonight.
All right, here comes the crowd pleaser. It's a 1984 Chevrolet. The crowd pleaser, 650 cubic inches of Chevrolet. It's taking a lot of cubes this year in 1988. The driver, Tom Carneal from Tappahannock, Virginia. A tremendous pull. All right, Tom Carneal backing up. And Tom, it was just a great run. You've taken the lead. Why did you run down the left-hand side of the track?
That was the only place left to run, I thought.
Is the track beginning to tear up?
I thought it was getting ready to tear up in the middle, so I tried the left-hand side to work for me.
You think anybody can beat you?
I hope not, but yeah, it's the potential's there.
All right, Tom Carneal takes the lead here tonight in Birmingham.
From here on out, it takes a full pull to stay alive. We'll be back with the rest of the 4x4s after this. In Birmingham, Donald Maddox and his Mad Ox Ford are out to challenge the Chevy from Virginia.
John Maddox, the Mad Ox out of Appling, Georgia. This is a 1987 Ford. And here again, he's got about 650 cubic inches of Ford horsepower. Let's go, Ford fans. Turn it on.
Sends this one into extra innings with a full pull.
And we have a tie for the lead. Tom Carneal in a Chevy, Don Maddox with the Mad Ox in a Ford. We're going to have a pull-off in this class. Watch this puller. George Ritter is one of the best pullers when it comes to indoor track. George Ritter with a Chevrolet. Plenty of horsepower, as all these guys have in the class. Full pull, and we have a three-way pull-off right now. George Ritter, as they unhook him, as he backs up the sled. George, just a great run. You got the bouncing, but evidently it didn't hurt you.
No, I think it kind of helped a little bit.
All right, is the track tearing up a little bit on the starting line?
Yeah, it's getting a little rough down there now.
Well, good luck in the pull-off.
Thank you very much.
George Ritter, ladies and gentlemen, from Radcliffe, Kentucky. He makes it number 3. Kenny Popham is from Floresville, Texas. 640 cubic inches of injected Chevrolet horsepower. Absolutely gorgeous, beautiful blue truck. He calls it the Milky Way, and Kenny is a dairy farmer in Texas. Some of these pullers will name their truck very unusual names after something they do back home. All right, let's do it now, Chevy fans. He's currently number 4 on the Red Man Series. He needs a full pull to tie. He's lining it up on the left-hand side. Watch those tires get a bite in the track. Here comes the green flag from Jeff Carter. He's got to make a pull of 175 plus if he wants the tie. The full pull. The Milky Way makes the full pull, and they're really building a road out there now. So now we have 4 full pulls in the class. We have a 4-way tie. Here's Carl Staples out of Moyock, North Carolina, the 1986 Chevrolet called Risky Business. Carl Staples has had some problems in 1988. He just hasn't had the kind of performance out of this Chevrolet truck that he would like to have. Although he's been a long-time TNT Red Man puller, and he can do it. All right, here comes the green light on the weight transfer machine. Jeff Carter has the green flag out. He's got to make a pull of 175. He needs a full pull to tie. Carl Staples. Has made a full pull. Carl, do you think the track is getting better?
Yeah, Thomas opened the door for us, and all we got to do now is just follow it.
Evidently, the left-hand side of the track is the best place to pull from.
Yeah, I think the right side now it'd be dangerous to go over there.
Good luck in the pull-off.
Okay, thank you, Dave.
All right, Carl Staples feels the track is getting better. He makes a full pull, and this is going to be a big pull-off, but an exciting one. All right, the pride and joy of Alabama. From Anderson, Alabama, here's Randy McConnell in the Yellow Fever 1988 Chevrolet. All right, how many of you Chevy fans here in Alabama want him to make a full pull? All right, come on, let's cheer him on down the track. He needs to make a pull of 175 feet. If he wants the tie, he calls it Yellow Fever. It's a brand new truck for 88 Chevrolet. See that injection system up on top. Watch the butterflies open up. Here we go, Chevrolet! Oh, I don't know. It's going to be close. Oh, my word. Randy McConnell, one of the favorites here in Birmingham, Alabama. He comes up just a little short, and he'll not make the pull-off in front of his home state fans. We have a 5-way tie in this class. A 5-way tie for the lead. And don't be surprised if this next truck makes a full pull. All right, this Chevrolet can do it. He doesn't want to bounce. He's got to get locked into the track. The Three Bears pulling team. And he takes it out the back door easier than anybody here tonight. But it looks like the left-hand side is the place to pull from. So now we go to the pull-off. This is a knockdown, drag-out battle. The pullers will shift some weight, and they'll try to find the best place on the track to pull from. Pick your favorites. Any one of the 6 can win here tonight. We'll be right back with the pull-off right after this. We're back with the pull-off now. We've got 6 in the class, and I'll tell you, any one of these trucks has got a shot to win. Here we go.
The stage is set tonight in Birmingham for an exciting 6-way pull-off between the best of the 4x4 Super Modifieds. First up will be the man that got it all started with the first full pull of the class, Thomas Carneal, the wheel of the big Chevy Crowd Pleaser.
Tom Carneal is a very professional puller in this class. He's driven down many tracks like this. He's from Tappahannock, Virginia, the southeastern part of the state of Virginia. Here we go, the 84 Chevrolet Crowd Pleaser. You can see him tearing that track up as he backs up to unhook. A great run for Tom Carneal. Tom Carneal takes the early lead here in the pull-off. That brings up the 4, driven by Don Maddox out of Appling, Georgia, called the Mad Ox. All right, here we go, Ford fans. This is it. He's got to lay down a great run. The distance to beat, 154.83. Don Maddox out of Appling, Georgia. The Mad Ox. All right, Don Maddox is just a little bit short. That's going to put him number 2. George Ritter has been known as being one of the toughest indoor truck pullers in the country today. He can wind this Chevrolet up tight, and he knows how to push that accelerator down just right to get those tires locked into the track. He needs to beat 154.83. George Ritter from Radcliffe, Kentucky. Ritter. He is very close. It's too close to call right now.
Ritter's Critter is taking second place away from Mad Ox, but 3 are still left to pull. Next up will be Ken Popham in Milky Way. Crowd Pleaser is still on top with 154.83 feet. That will be hard to beat against his tough reweighted sled.
All right, the dairy farmer now from Floresville, Texas, has got to get this 640 cubic inch engine locked in. He's got to beat 154.83. Watch the orange pylon. He pulls up to a tight hitch. Most of the drivers have pulled near the center of the track here in the pull-off. And it looks like he has broken something on the rear end. You can see the front tires were going around the front wheels, but the rear end was not. Evidently, he has busted the rear end, possibly a drive shaft. But that's going to be it tonight for him. This track is really taking its toll. Carl Staples making one of his best pulls here the first time around, and he has been a part of the 6-way pull-off tonight. That truck a little jittery out there as he backs up to the sled. Carl Staples out of Moyock, North Carolina. All right, he's got to beat 154.83. Here's Carl Staples in an 86 Chevrolet. Carl Staples looking real strong here in Birmingham, Alabama. Well, we're glad to have you here tonight, ladies and gentlemen. You're watching the best on the Red Man Series. And here we go, the number 6 truck, Bob Smith. Carl Staples, 146.73 for risky business. All right, sports fans, pulling fans, watch him closely. The Three Bears pulling team, he can do it. Whoa! Bob Smith is so close. I don't know, this one's too close to call. He may be a little short. And you can see that he waited about 100 feet before he really nailed that throttle out there. And Bob Smith is going to be just a little short here tonight. Well, Tom Carneal, congratulations for winning here tonight in Birmingham, Alabama.
Yeah, really glad to win, Dave.
Well, I'll tell you, the fans are behind you, and this has to be one of your biggest wins ever on the Red Man Series.
Yeah, it has been a big one for me. I wanted the Farm Machinery Show. That's the top on my list, but I didn't get that.
All right, tell us what you did in the pull-off rather than what you did the first round of competition.
No, I just tried to ride the clutch a little further to let the tires hook into the ground a little quicker. But the clutch was hot, and it didn't work like I wanted to, but it's still, the truck made up for my error.
Well, no question about it, it paid off. Tom Carneal wins the 4x4 modified truck class here in Birmingham, Alabama. I tell you, they love you here, Tom. We'll be right back with our next class, the dragster tractors, right after this. Horsepower class of the evening, the modified dragster tractor. The test puller is so critical in setting the sled at the beginning of any class, but especially here in the modified tractors, we're talking about 5,000 and 6,000 horsepower, pulling about 60,000 pounds. The test puller is critical, but we have got the #1 modified dragster tractor in the country. It'll be Tim Engler from Princeton, Indiana. 3 big Aries engines in his chassis called Mission Impossible. Here we go with tremendous horsepower, Tim Engler. Get ready to hold your ears, everybody. Mission Impossible. Turn it loose.
Tim Engler may have a full pull. We'll have to wait and see what the officials say.
All right, they have just indicated it's a full pull for Tim Engler, but Tim, it didn't look quite as straight as you wanted to make it. You got over on the left-hand side of the track. What happened?
Well, I don't know. We might have kind of hit a little groove there that one of the two-wheelers were going to the left a little bit. We had to hit the right brake pretty hard, but we knew we were first puller and didn't try to get too wild with the throttle. Oh, it looks like we come out pretty good right now. We'll just wait and see how many more get out the end.
All right, now look, Tim Engler takes the early lead here in his triple-engine modified dragster tractor called Mission Impossible. And here comes the toughest modified tractor on the East Coast. From Ware, New Hampshire, this is the Sassy Massy. And doing the driving is Phil Patterson out of Richfield Springs, New York. They're running 3 aluminum block Milodon engines. These are drag racing engines. They buy used drag racing engines from the drag racers. And here's the Hemi engine called a Milodon. Nearly 600 cubic inches each. It'll crank about 17 or 1,800 horsepower per engine. Here he comes, the Sassy Massy.
Sassy Massy swerves hard to the right, losing valuable distance. Tough luck for Phil Patterson.
Well, Bob Elliott's got these front 2 engines hooked crank to crank. The 3rd engine has a drop box going down to the main drive shaft. Goes right into the rear end. Now the drivers are having a tough time coming off the starting line. Let's see if he backs out of the throttle to set the tires. Going to be short of the 150-foot mark.
A strong run for Fancy Farmer, but nothing like the full pull he needed to match Tim Engler.
Here is the current points leader, ladies and gentlemen, on the 1988 Redman All-American Pulling Circuit. He's got $75,000 worth of engines alone. Watch that hand on the throttle. All of these guys use a hand throttle. Watch the butterflies open up with the superchargers. About 6,000 horsepower. He's got to get locked into the track. He may back out of it to set the tires. He's got to have simply a full pull to tie Tim Engler to send this class into a pull-off. Paul Norman, the all-pro War Wagon. He made it more weight out on the front.
We'll be back with more modified tractor action after this commercial message. Stay tuned. When
this tractor runs outdoors, he runs 5 engines. Running 3 engines indoors. The mean mistreater, Fred Freeman. Watch his right hand on the throttle. Watch those butterflies open up with a supercharger. He needs a full pull to tie from Waitsville, Indiana. Fred Freeman. He had to touch the brake. Paul Norman went to the right. Fred Freeman went to the right. It's going to be close for second place. Fred Freeman is now number 2 at 167.01. Here's Steve Boning out of LaGrange, Texas. His dragster tractor called Orange Crush. And he's got 3 Hemi engines out there. The front 2 crank to crank, the back engine with a drop box. A very popular setup in the modified dragster pulling class. Steve Boning from Texas. A great pull. I say after your motors came to life. How much horsepower out of these 3 KBs?
Somewhere around 5,000 or 6,000.
I tell you, you had the power tonight. This is going to be very close for second place. Congratulations.
All right, thank you.
All right, Steve Boning with the Orange Crush makes a great run. He's got to be happy with that pull. Here is the final tractor in the class, John Heilman, in a brand new tractor in 1988. Here we go now. He's got to have a full pull to tie. John Heilman. Hooked up at all.
Tim Engler wins it all with a fantastic full pull on a track that nobody else in the class could seem to master. He found the groove down the left side and locked it in all the way down. The others tried to follow, but seemed unable to keep it from pulling right. It takes the consummate skill of a puller like Engler to hold one of these big powerhouses all the way down the sideline. Truly a championship run.
Well, I'll tell you, the pulling was great here in Birmingham, Alabama, and the fans loved it. Always one of the biggest shows.